So if you've ever wondered what it's like to drive in the Pittsburgh area, well then this is the video for you. My name is Mark McClinchy and I am a real estate agent in the Pittsburgh area. I run a YouTube channel, which you're on right now, Mark Knows Pittsburgh. And I'm doing a drive today from Monroeville. We were just across from the Monroeville Mall. And now we are on the Miracle Mile, as they call it. And we're taking a drive to Squirrel Hill. So we're going to get on the Parkway momentarily, and you're going to see exactly what I see and what I do every day driving all over the Pittsburgh region. So I have a bunch of videos that are just like this on the channel. So maybe you've seen a few of the other ones already, or maybe this is the first one. So just a quick introduction. I just really want to give people a sense of exactly what it's like driving. My YouTube channel is dedicated to people from out of the area, out of the state, that are considering a move to the Pittsburgh area. And one of the most common questions that I get is, well, what is driving like? What's it like just going around, commuting to work? What's it like running errands and, just doing your daily, life things? And so that's where these videos I think are helpful, just to get a sense of what it's like. Now you could Google map it and see, what the distance and time is. But there's something else about just kind of seeing firsthand what it's like. So we are leaving Monroeville shortly. And if you look on a map, you can see Monroeville is on the eastern edge of Allegheny County. So we're in the eastern suburbs. I just had some appointments in the Plum area, doing some virtual tours for a client that currently lives in Georgia that is moving to Pittsburgh. And so when I wrap those up, thought it would be good just to record my drive to Squirrel Hill. Should be about 15 to 20 minutes depending on traffic. The big mystery is going to be the Squirrel Hill Tunnel. So often when I have clients and they say, well, give me a general breakdown of what it's like, North Hills, South Hills, East, West, which is better, which do you recommend? And of course I can't really recommend one over the other. It just depends on what you're looking for. It obviously depends on your budget. My one note of caution for people considering the eastern suburbs is typically the Squirrel Hill Tunnel, if you do a lot of driving. A lot of people work from home, so it's a non-issue. The eastern suburbs have some great value, especially the Plum area. Big fan of Plum. Monroeville also has a lot of good value. Strong school districts. You've got the Plum School District. You've got Gateway School District. You go out past Allegheny County and you get into Westmoreland County and you get into the Monroeville area. You've got Franklin Regional. A little south of that, you've got North Huntington and the Norwin area. You've also got the Penn Trafford area. So all those are great school districts, great areas. Sometimes, and we'll find out in this video, the Squirrel Hill Tunnel can be a nuisance. But then again, I live in the South Hills and people claim that the Liberty Tunnel and the Fort Pitt Tunnel are a nuisance, but honestly, I don't even blink about it. It's not that hard to get through. Maybe an extra, minute or two where you have to stay at a light an extra length outside of Liberty Tunnel, or maybe you're merging a little bit quicker to get through the Fort Pitt Tunnel. That takes a little longer than expected. But the Squirrel Hill Tunnel tends to probably have the most backups. And that's more, I don't know if that's a data-based opinion, more just my own experience. But like I said, we'll find out today. We're merging up here in another mile or so with the Parkway. And it's pretty much just going to be all Parkway driving. I hope this view is good out the front windshield. If you watched any of my other videos, I had a different contraption of duct tape and apparatus to kind of secure my phone as I recorded. But I tried something different. I just have a little clip that kind of is clipping to my rear view mirror. So this is a little more central. I'm hoping it's a slightly better view than the other ones. I felt bad. I think the other one's like half the screen. You can't see it because it's like in the interior of the car. So I hope this one's a little better. You get a nice wide angle. So again, this is Route 22. It's the William Penn Highway, and lots of retail. We saw a little bit of it. I just didn't point it out. We drove through half of it. Before I started the video is the other half. And we're just, you know, it's great when you're running errands and you need places to go because you need to hit the grocery store and you need to get gas and you need to go to the bank and you need to go to Target and Home Depot or wherever. So pretty much every big box store is out in the Monroeville area. Lots of other shops and stores, restaurants, chains, all that kind of thing. So it's very convenient because everything's right there. It's in the same place. So if you're living in areas like Plum, certainly Monroeville and surrounding areas, Penn Hills, you would probably spend a lot of time in Monroeville going to, you know, that central area where all those stores are. But the downside is it can get a little bit congested, particularly, you know, after 4 o'clock. I think it gets really crowded. During the day, which by the way, this video is being recorded right now at 12:30, and today is a Monday, and we're on April 15th, so mid-April. We have a gorgeous sunny day. We've had a lot of rain recently, but now we have beautiful sunny skies, a few clouds, but not too bad. So it is 75 degrees, which is pretty nice for mid-April for the Pittsburgh area. But here we are, we're getting off at 22 and we're merging onto the Parkway. This is called the Parkway East. We have 3 parkways: Parkway East, Parkway North, and Parkway West. We do not have a Parkway South because it's basically all very developed, older communities, topography issues. There's just no freeway that goes there. However, there is the light rail. The light rail does go to the South Hills. But that'll be a video for another day focusing on the South Hills. This one, we're focusing on the eastern suburbs. I've mentioned Plum, I mentioned Monroeville, and we're in eastern Allegheny County. Right now we're driving through the Wilkins Township area. We're approaching, as you can see from the roadside there, Wilkinsburg will be up here on our right. We'll go through Forest Hills. Churchill is another community that we're kind of in right now. You know, if you get off the highway and go through some of the neighborhoods in the surrounding area. Lovely homes. It's sort of like the inner ring suburbs, you know, if you will, which is, again, I'm not an urban demographer or whatever you call that. But, you know, I imagine most U.S. cities, the ones that I've been to, sort of have a similar population pattern and growth pattern where, you know, the original suburbs were very close, just outside of the city limits. And then as generations moved on, the suburbs have moved further and further out. So right now we're in those inner ring suburbs. We're going through like the Penn Hills School District area, the Woodland Hills School District area, and then we're going to get into the city of Pittsburgh as we get closer to the Squirrel Hill Tunnel, which is about 2 to 3 miles ahead of us. This is the exit for Wilkinsburg, which is, I guess it's still called Route 8. No one really calls it Route 8 down here. When it gets north of the Allegheny River, everybody calls it Route 8, but I don't think anyone calls it Route 8 inside the city. But that's to get to Wilkinsburg. If you get off and go the other way, you would end up going toward, like through Forest Hills, and that's on Ardmore Boulevard. Speaking of which, as I'm trying to orient you without a map, you're welcome to obviously pull up a map as you're watching this video. And in the link of this video, I put the Google Map drive that I took, so you can kind of see how, you know, where I started from and where I'm going. We're going toward the city. We're going inbound. And right now, again, it's noon on a Monday, so Right now, the Squirrel Hill Tunnel is not backed up this far. Sometimes in the morning commute, you could definitely see it back all the way to Wilkinsburg and even further back. And, you know, that'll delay things maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes. But right now, midday, again, we'll see when we round a couple corners here to see how backed up it is. But I imagine it'll be a little bit backed up, but maybe it won't be too bad. We're going through Edgewood. Edgewood is a nice little community. I used to live there. It's on our left and our right. Sort of splits the community a little bit. Lovely area, connects to Regent Square. Regent Square is also a lovely area, sort of a city of Pittsburgh neighborhood, but it's also has parts of Swissvale, Edgewood, and Wilkinsburg in it. It's where Frick Park is. Again, if you look at a map, you'll see Frick Park pretty prominently in there. So here's the Edgewood Swissvale exit that we're blowing by, and I'll be honest, I'm a little surprised that there's zero traffic. So this is good news, you know, for all the people who want to consider the eastern suburbs that I have a note of caution about. Maybe I'm going to eat my words, because right now, normally, you know, like especially on a weekend, and because I don't necessarily do a ton of driving out this way, more on the weekends if I'm working or kids are playing sports and things like that. But right now, normally you'd be bumper to bumper, certainly if this were rush hour in the morning or on a weekend. I've had many a Saturday where we've had baseball games or softball games or soccer games and have to come back through the Squirrel Hill Tunnel, and you know, we're just delayed another 5-10 minutes. But this is pretty sweet. There's zero traffic. I see zero brake lights. We've got both lanes open. We didn't run into any construction issues, which there's, you know, springtime obviously in any city. You're going to have a lot of construction, but we didn't have any of that slowing us down. And really, we're just going to go through the tunnel and then get off, and we'll be in Squirrel Hill. So let me move over a lane. You don't change lanes when you're inside the tunnel. But everybody's keeping the same speed. Everybody's staying in their lane. And, you know, I'm going 55 right now. So it's not too bad. And when we pop out the other side, I mean, we're going underneath parts of Squirrel Hill right now. But when we get out on the other side, we'll actually take the exit to Squirrel Hill. I'm going to stop and grab lunch at one of my favorite Chinese restaurants. It's called Chengdu Gourmet. It's phenomenal. Highly, highly recommend. I haven't yet added, so for those that are not familiar, I want to plug some of my other social media. So you found my YouTube channel clearly, and make sure you watch all the other videos. If you're looking to move to Pittsburgh and you're wondering what are some cool places to live at different budgets, I've got videos about that. I've got things to do in Pittsburgh if maybe you're visiting. But lots of videos. I think I have close to 100 videos on YouTube. Mark Knows Pittsburgh. So check out my YouTube channel. But I also run a TikTok account also named Mark Knows Pittsburgh. And those are vertical short form videos that are pretty short, you know, a minute long or so, sometimes quicker. But I do two different types of videos essentially. I do neighborhoods. So I'll do quick shots of different neighborhoods, houses in those neighborhoods, maybe talk about some businesses in those neighborhoods, maybe show you a house for sale in that neighborhood. So that's one feature I do on my TikTok channel. The other one is like things to do and places to eat. So I'll feature, you know, Thai restaurants or pizza or, you know, great places to find bagels. And I need to do one on, you know, great places to get Asian food, and Chengdu Gourmet would definitely be on there. So, but yeah, check out my other social media. If you're not a TikTok user, those same videos I also put on YouTube as YouTube Shorts. I haven't found YouTube Shorts very successful. You can see the sign here to our right says, you know, welcome to Squirrel Hill. But those videos are on there. So pretty much the same videos I put on TikTok are on YouTube Shorts. So yeah, lots of cool neighborhood videos, lots of cool like places to eat, things to do. You really get a vibe for the place. And again, if that's your goal, is you're thinking about a move to Pittsburgh and you just want to learn more, you know, hopefully my content will fill some of that void. It's really hard to get that information other places. So here we are. We're at Murray Avenue and Forward Avenue. This is sort of a clunky interchange. I think it's like 6 different roads are coming together here, going in different directions. But right up here on the other side is Chengdu Gourmet, so I will pull over there and grab some lunch. So I think that's going to be it. We're just going to sit at this light for a few more seconds, so not a whole lot happening. But I hope you enjoyed this drive, and be sure to catch all those other videos. We'll see you in the next one.